Storytime trash. I used to have a best friend, Jenna. All through middle school and high school, we pretty much did everything together, and I thought I knew every little thing about her. But a year after we graduated high school, I would learn that every time I was alone with her over the years, my life was in danger. We both thought we would go to the same college, but it didn't work out that way. Looking back, my skin crawls at the thought of what might have happened if it did work out. Anyway, I came home from college to visit, and I hadn't seen Jenna in months, so I couldn't wait to hang out and catch up. We agreed to meet up at her place, and everything seemed normal. But when I got to her house, I got this really funny feeling in the pit of my stomach. I almost turned around and went home, but I ended up brushing it off. It's something that I still regret today. When I got to the door, some guy that I had never seen before let me in. I just assumed he was someone from her school and tried to be normal, but I couldn't. Have you ever met someone and right away you feel like something about them is off? Well, that's how this guy who said his name was Chris made me feel. Every single survival alarm bell was going off in my head, but I didn't want to leave without seeing Jenna. I walked further into the house, and I couldn't believe what I was seeing. The floor was covered in garbage, and there was this horrible sewage smell. Remember, I basically grew up there, so I knew her parents were neat freaks, and everything was always clean. When I saw Jenna, the first thing I asked her was where her parents were. She told me they were traveling, but I knew she was lying. Everything about her energy and the way she was acting wasn't the Jenna I knew. I wanted to just grab her and run for the door, but I turned around, and what I saw made me wish I never stepped foot in that house. Chris was standing right behind me, wearing a dress I had seen Jenna's mom wear more times than I could count. It looked like the dress had been soaked in blood and dried. I knew just by looking at it that I would never see Jenna's parents again, but I was wrong about that too. I started to panic on the inside, so I was begging Chris to just let us go, but when I did, Jenna started making this sound that turned my whole body to jello. It took me a bit, but I finally accepted that Jenna was laughing. I tried to turn around and just make a run for it, but I was too slow. In the reflection of the glass doors, I could see Chris raising a bat over his head and running towards me. Then everything went dark. They must have thought they killed me, because I woke up in complete darkness. I felt around and realized whatever was on top of me would move if I pushed it. I pushed as hard as I could, and all this light came in, so I couldn't see. I could hear people whispering, and then someone was grabbing my arm and pulling me. At first I thought it might be Jenna or Chris, but a voice I didn't recognize said they were just trying to help. My eyes started to adjust to the light, and I realized I was being helped out of a dumpster in the middle of the day. I looked back into the dumpster, and what I saw still haunts me every time I close my eyes. I had been laying next to pieces of Jenna's parents. She just threw us all away like trash.